The Halo Magnum fires a 50 caliber semi-armor piercing high explosive round. How powerful would this thing be in real life, including the explosion? This is 500 Smith & Wesson, and the round that this fires would just be 1 millimeter shorter, so I think this is pretty comparable, and this hits with about 2,800 foot-pounds of energy. So, I mean, probably like 2,500? And that's just the kinetic impact of the slug. For the record, that would be comparable to 4570 or even 762 NATO in terms of kinetic energy by itself. So, pretty much a full-size rifle round as is. Now, Halo gives us a lot of cool technical data, but they don't cover the weight of the round and the weight of the explosive in that high explosive round. But going off of trends that I've seen, the explosive payload in explosive bullets is around 10% the weight of the total bullet. So assuming it's 300 grains like this, and also what the 50 AE, the Desert Eagle round fires, that would be about 30 grains of explosives, which comes out to just under 2 grams. And if we assume that this is loaded with some type of modern explosive like RDX or Comp B, then that would be equivalent to 2.4 grams of TNT. And that would mean when this bullet fires and explodes, it would explode with about 7,000 foot-pounds of energy. That's the initial impact of the 2,500. And the full effect of the bullet that this fires would hit with just shy of 10,000 foot-pounds of energy. And for the record, 50 BMG is 13,000 foot-pounds of energy. So this would be hitting with close to anti-material round capabilities due to that massive explosion. Given that, honestly, it makes sense that this is the best primary weapon in the game. But what about that semi-armor piercing high explosive aspect? What's going on with that? What does that mean? So let me paint a picture. You've got a vehicle that's lightly armored, and you're using armor penetrating rounds, and that goes through one side and then out the other, and only damages what it hits in between, so not that much. Meanwhile, if you have a high explosive round against that lightly armored vehicle, it could easily just explode on the surface and not penetrate in. Semi-armor piercing high explosive rounds penetrate not as deeply as dedicated armor piercing rounds, but then right after they penetrate, they explode, kind of like a Warhammer 40k bolter. So in real life, these things would be absolute monsters. We don't have anything close to this in real life because that would be a war crime. It is not legal to use explosive rounds that weigh about half a pound because people don't like the idea of that going inside of somebody and exploding, even though that would do a lot of damage. But what I find really funny about this thing is I'm sure somebody's talked about like, yeah, of course they need that kind of power. It's designed to fight aliens, but no, this was designed 100 years before humans even knew about the Covenant, before they even thought about making Spartans. So this, with explosive rounds, were designed with people in mind.